Hi, I am King County Sheriff Patty Cole-Tindall, and I'd like to invite you to watch this October 2022 video. We are honored and privileged to be here today at the Salvation Army street level program location, and I'll be introducing some of the staff who work here, and they'll share some of the things that they do for our community. I just wanted to give a quick update on the budget. The executive transmitted his budget to the county council at the end of September, and I'm happy to say that there is a $5 million allocation for body cameras and in-car cameras. This is so important because we have been waiting to have cameras here at the King County Sheriff's Office. It is something that we want. It is something that the community wants. So stay tuned for that. Also in the executive's budget is another couple $1 million for a gun violence reduction unit, which will include 1 sergeant and 4 deputies. And these folks will be in the CID unit. So I'm excited about that. So we'll just see what happens. I mean, the process will be that the council has to adopt the budget. Let's get on with the program for today. So I'd like to introduce you to Colonel Cindy Foley of the Salvation Army street level. Tell me a little bit about the street level program here at the Salvation Army.
Well, the street level program is such an exciting partnership and a model that we hope will go across the country, where the Salvation Army can work with the Sheriff's Department to go in to secure an area for our homeless neighbors. And if you can kind of visualize with us, deputies go into an area, often it's a park and stop or another area where people are homeless and living in a variety of vehicles. The deputies go in again, make sure things are safe for them and for us, and once they give our trained case managers the heads up, one of the Salvation Army literally knocks on the window and says, "Are you interested in permanent housing? We're the Salvation Army, we're here to help." We do that all before taking a breath.
Wow.
And then starts the conversation and the journey. And to think that after 3 years ago, starting with just 1 vehicle and 2 case managers in that team, we've now housed nearly 500 families, and 97% are still successfully housed.
That's amazing.
The program is growing. We now have 3 teams fully operating and a 4th just about to roll. And as the program is gaining steam and we're getting even greater cooperation, more deputies on the team, we've helped 342 families just in this year. So it's just going to continue to grow. And we've also been able to expand. We're now helping in 22 communities across the county.
Wow.
So such an exciting partnership, such a really a model of law enforcement and nonprofit working together to not only help our community, but to literally transform the lives of families.
Well, I want to thank you so much for that work. That is important work, and that definitely is consistent with what I have been talking about as the sheriff. In fact, that we want to have more relationships and partnerships like we have with the Salvation Army with other community organizations. And if you recall, we are creating a new division in the Sheriff's Office called Community Programs and Services Division, so that we can continue to partner and work with our community to help those people who really, really just need a warm handoff. They need help. And we know that it's not always a gun and a badge is the appropriate response. So I'm just amazed by this work and the numbers and the success. So I just think it's amazing. Is there anything else that you think we should know about your program?
Yeah, I think especially for all of your staff to understand the partnership is just so important, and it's really the key to making that happen. It's not just the safety aspect, but it's the fact that the Sheriff's Department cares about the community. The deputies know the people. They tell us where to go. Often they've encountered families or they've been requested for help. So it's not just us coming in. And I always want to brag too about our incredible case managers, because they just know how to get people into housing. We're not putting people on lists. We're working with landlords. We're getting them into housing. But beyond that, many times we may be tipped off by a deputy. It might be, I think it's just incredible for many of us to realize that how could somebody not having tires, how can that derail your life once you can't go to work? Or you owe $700 to a back landlord. And 2 months later, suddenly these parents look at each other and say, how did we end up in our truck? And pretty soon, 3 years have gone by. So the deputies often help us with little things like that. This family needs this. And we also help with that.
Well, thank you so much, Colonel Foley. I mean, I really love the action-oriented nature of your organization and your program, that you are actually helping people, meeting them where they are, and immediately providing a service. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you so much.
Now I'd like to introduce street level representative Tina Lewis, who actually has lived experience in this venue, in this experience. So tell me, Tina, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Tina Lewis. I am the program manager for Salvation Army Street Level Ministries. We started this program 3 years ago, and we have watched it skyrocket since then. Mm-hmm. Coming from my own severe past of being homeless, constant incarceration, drug addiction, all those things are what helps me help folks out there on the streets today. I can actually use what I've gone through to assist them to break down those barriers and find them permanent housing. And that's what we do here.
I just think that's amazing, and thank you so much for what you do. Tell me a little bit about what a typical day looks like for you.
A typical day would be to meet up with our law enforcement, and we go out to different areas. We just drive around through park and rides, grocery stores, just parking lots in general. And we find those folks that are living in their vehicles, and we allow the officers to go up and make initial contact, let them know that they have someone here that can potentially help them get out of the situation they're in. So we will go up and introduce ourselves. We'll offer them something to snack on, a hygiene kit, and we'll proceed from there. We just go into letting them know what we can do for them, asking them initial questions like name, what's their barrier been to housing, and how we can assist them.
What does it mean to you to be able to help people in this way?
This to me is a very, very big deal. When I was out on the streets, from my own lived experience, I just feel like if I had someone that would have walked up to me and made that approach to me when I was in a vehicle or in a doorway, then maybe my life would have been different. But I'm here today, and this is what I do, and to make that initial contact with those folks and to meet them where they are, it's amazing. It's a passion. I'm driven. It's very, very passionate thing for me.
Well, I definitely can feel that from you. So tell me now about our deputies. When you are working, you said in a typical day you go out with the deputies. So tell me about your relationship with our deputies and what that means to you.
My deputies, those are my teammates. Those are my coworkers. I've grown to love those guys just like I love the Salvation Army. They're my extended family. They're there for my protection, my safety. They clear the way. They're just awesome. And it allows the folks out there to know that they're not in any trouble, that they are there to help. So it works well. That's
a great positive too, so that the community sees law enforcement in a positive way, rather than what we hear, it's, the contact with the police is negative. So
absolutely.
I just want to thank you for everything that you do for the community. And, you're a success. This is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Transit Resource Officer Mike Ramirez, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Salvation Army Street Level. Describe it for me.
Well, back in 2020, the height of the pandemic, there was still issues going on at the park and rides. And there was a lot of the homeless advocates that would go out, weren't really available. There was a lot of changes to policy on their end. So I reached out to, I don't remember who in King County, and they let me know about Salvation Army. I met with Tina. She's been amazing. We went out, we met once at a park and ride, and the rest is history.
So tell me what you do with Tina. What does a typical outing look like?
Sure. Once a week, depending on myself or my partner Brian Rose, we'll go out, we'll meet with the Salvation Army crew, park and rides, transit center, any metro property. I'll make first contact, just more of a safety aspect, let them know I have some resources for you, or I have some help for you. So I'll talk to them about what they're doing, and then I'll give them the option, and I let them know, look, you see this van that's following behind me. They can help you with your situation if you're willing to let them help you, and then I'll step away, let them talk, and then they take over.
So what a great opportunity for law enforcement to partner with the social service agency to actually help people in the community. That must feel really good.
It does, ma'am. I've been doing this for a while, and they are honestly, in my opinion, the group that has really gotten down on the ground with people. And it's not easy for us to see this, people suffering and going through addiction. Anything that they need help with, they can provide it right there and then.
And then you say they care, but I believe you care.
No,
too.
I do. And
Yeah.
yeah, of course I do. I wish I could do more as far as on my end. I've learned from them what can and can't be done, and they really opened my eyes. Like I said, almost 18 years of doing this. What people need and what they go through, and it's been life-changing.
Life-changing is what this deputy has just said, and I think it is such an important piece of the work that we at the King County Sheriff's Office do with the community. So I want to thank you for everything that you do and will continue to do, and continue this great work as a transit resource officer. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
So now I'd like to introduce Transit Resource Officer Brian Rose. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Good to be here.
Great. Can you tell me a little bit about the work that you do with street level?
I started as a TDA here with the Transit Resource Officer at Metro. Fantastic organization to be a part of, to have that in-person outreach that you can actually count on.
Yeah.
And be a part of, and to be able to refer them to your district partners, your other partners, and give them the phone numbers or the emails that they can reach out and say, hey, I have somebody else that needs help. To be able to be confident and be able to work with them is just a huge blessing.
Sounds like it. We were talking earlier. Can you just tell me, and for the folks that are watching here, a little bit about your last couple days?
Typically on a Wednesday, Mike usually goes out with street level on the south end of King County, and I usually go on Thursdays on the north end of King County. And I end up doing the south end because Mike had other obligations he had to attend to. But we reached out to, between Wednesday and Thursday, we reached out, probably had 5-6 contacts. And already just 2 out of those contacts have already been permanently housed.
Wow, that's amazing.
From living in their cars one day to being permanently housed 2 days later.
So how does that make you feel?
Oh, and amazing. Be able to go out there and see the look on their face when you actually want to help them and not, jam them up on any charges or tell them what they're doing wrong, that you actually have resources behind you to help.
What a great opportunity for us in law enforcement to have a positive interaction, because as you know, a lot of times our interaction with folks is usually like on their worst day, not when things are potentially looking up where they can get some help. So
absolutely.
What would you say to the community about this program?
It's like no other. Like I said, I've been here for 8.5 years with the Sheriff's Office, and I've never dealt with an outreach company or program like this ever. To have an actual in-person outreach program that you can contact 24 hours a day if you need be, that they are there to help you, and I've never seen anything like it.
Well, thank you for what you do, and I appreciate your time today.
You're welcome, ma'am.
So that'll conclude our October video, and I just want to say thank you to all of you, and I hope that you enjoy the month of October, and we'll see you in November. Take care.